When I made this video about how I brainwash myself every day into working 14 hours a day, I got this big ass review in the comments where he said all of the things that he liked about the video and everything that he doesn't like about the video. And the main thing that he doesn't like is the idea of getting burnout, which is an idea that I don't specifically address in that video. How do you actually work this many hours without getting burnout? That's the question that oftentimes people ask themselves when they watch these videos that I make about working this insane amount of hours, right? I am a human just like you. I am completely normal. I'm just a guy on self-improvement. You can do it too. And of course, if I had this obstacle of burnout, I wouldn't be able to work this hard. And the reason why you don't work this hard right now and you don't work this many hours, it's because you have this big ass obstacle of like getting burnout. You know that if you were to work all of these hours, you were going to get burnout. And I gotta be honest, I have been burned out before from working this amount of hours. But that was only before I learned what burnout really is. And by learning what burnout really is, I was able to make sure to never get burnout anymore and to solve the problem from its roots, right? And so basically, in this video, we're gonna talk about how you can also work and start working this many amount of hours, which by the way is the best way to make progress. The best way to make progress is to work as many hours as possible and also to do like productive hours, of course, without getting distracted. But yeah, if you want to start working this much, you gotta understand how to not get burnout. So in this video, we're gonna address all of these issues. And just to start the video, you gotta understand that's what burnout really is. Because as I said, I was able to only stop getting burnout since I learned what burnout really is. And burnout really is just when you have this amount of energy, because you do have only limited energy every single day, right? Let's say you have 100 energy points every single day, and every single time you do a task, some of this energy gets depleted, right? Let's say you go to the gym, some of your energy gets depleted. And now I'm specifically talking about mental energy, okay? Not physical energy. Then you go and do a deep work session where you, for example, let's say you study or you work on your business, whatever. Some of your energy gets depleted, right? And you do actually have enough energy to, if you of course, only if you sleep well, if I have a good diet, if you have good energy level, good healthy energy levels, then you do have already enough energy level and enough energy points to be able to work these many hours every single day. But bear with me right now. Too many times you end up wasting energy from things that are not even related to work, from just overthinking, from just procrastinating, doing overstimulating activities that deplete completely your energy. And by the way, these activities that I'm talking about, they don't even serve you in any way. They don't help you. They don't make you a better person. They don't make you have more progress in your life. These are just activities that completely deplete you from your energy. So as long as you are healthy, which means you sleep an adequate amount of hours, you work out, you are healthy, you have a healthy diet and all of these things, as long as you have that, then you already have enough energy to work this many hours. And so I promise you that by the end of this video, you will be able to work 14 hours a day if you truly understand how to stop burnout, all right? So you get burnout the moment that all of this energy gets depleted so much that you literally can't even think properly, can't even function properly. You start to function like a zombie. And that could be for the rest of the day, but it could also be for an entire week. For example, I remember this time I got burnout from a period of like 3 weeks where I was working 14 hours every single day. And when I got burned out, I wasn't able to do any productive thing for like an entire week. All right. That was very bad for me, for my mental health, for the way I saw myself, because I used to see myself as this very productive person. And now I just end up doing things that are not productive at all, like watching YouTube. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing? Why am I not able to stay focused? Why am I not functioning properly? And I don't want that to happen to you as well, right? But yeah, you get so much energy depleted, and this is not a good thing, because even when you think, you don't realize, even when you think what you're gonna eat for lunch, you're using some energy. Even when you think how you're going to dress today, you're using some energy, some mental energy. When you are overthinking about something, you are using mental energy, and the most mentally demanding thing that you can do is actually overthinking. Now, I remember during this 3 week period where I got burnout in the end, the reason why I got burnout, and the reason why you might get burnout as well, was because I was overthinking too much. Basically, what I was working on was like this reselling video editing agency. And by the way, in the first 3 weeks, I was able to make $100. And the reason why I was able to make money right at the start was because I was actually working an enormous amount of hours on that specific business, right? And so that's why I always promote working a lot of hours, right? But the reason why I got burnout that day, that period, was because I had like this $500 project that I was trying to do. So basically there was this guy that said, oh yeah, I need a video editor to give me 4 edits every single month, and I'm gonna pay you $500 for every single project. So that was $2,000 a month, which would have been crazy for me if I got that job, right? But in the end, I had other people who also wanted the same job, and because of the large competition, I wasn't able to get that job. And even the other couple of jobs I was applying to get, I wasn't able to actually get them in the end, right? And so because of this, I started feeling very bad. I started overthinking. I started saying, oh, this is never gonna work. Oh, why is this hard? Why is it this hard, bro? Why is this happening? And to be honest, this often happens to me, even with YouTube. Oftentimes when I post videos and I see that I don't get the usual results, or I don't get as many views as I want, like for me, if a video, let's say, doesn't get like 100 to 500 views, I start to overthink about it, checking literally the YouTube studio to see if I got new views on that specific video. I check it like once every single hour. Like I will check it like 10, 20 times every single day just to see if I got some views or some new subscriber or something like that. That's how mentally demanding working on a business can be, for example. But then if you start overthinking about this thing, you might think it's a good thing because now you're always thinking about work, which is gonna make you more productive, but it doesn't work like that. If you constantly overthink and emotionally engage into your work, you end up getting burnout. So yeah, the way that you make sure you don't get burnout is by understanding that you are not your mind. I've actually made a video, I'm gonna link it right here, about the fact that you are not your mind. you are not your thoughts, and you are not your mind. This is not only gonna help you with productivity, but with mental health as well. How many times do you think during the day? For most people, it's all day long. For most people, they think all day long. And this is extremely energy demanding. And it's gonna take away all of your energy points, and you're gonna have no energy left to then work 14 hours. So you wanna understand how to actually stop thinking. And you might think, oh, but I don't want to stop thinking, like, what the fuck, I don't want to be just an empty NPC. That's not what I want to do, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about you becoming an NPC and not using your mind completely. Just simply start using it less. Because for most people, 90% of the thoughts that they get whenever they think are either repetitive of things that they already know, or they are thoughts that are only bad for them. They are only going to serve them a bad purpose. They're only going to make their lives worse. I'm talking about overthinking, I'm talking about worrying, I'm talking about anxiety, I'm talking about fear. All of these thoughts in your head that never, or 99% of the times, they never help you in any way. And so this is not about stopping to think, but just thinking a little bit less, 90% less than usual, right? If you are actually able to think 90% less than usual, this is going to prevent you from ever getting burnout. And this is not only because of the thoughts that are energy demanding, but also because of the emotions. And by the way, you cannot feel bad emotions if you are not thinking. Let me explain this a little bit better. Now, you are not your mind. That's what I said at the start of this. That's what I said 2 minutes ago, right? Which means that you are something else than your mind. You're not your thoughts, you're something else. You're not your emotions, you're not your overthinking. You are something else. You are almost a superior being. And of course, there's a more scientific, specific word than superior being. But just to understand us more clearly with bro science, you are like this being inside of you that basically has complete control over your mind. I'm talking about having complete control over your thoughts, complete control over your emotions, complete control over your actions, and complete control over your reactions to things that happen in the real world, right? What usually happens is that you see something in the real world, just to understand us more clearly. Okay, you see something, like, let's say you see a beautiful girl, okay, and this creates a thought in your mind, right? The thought of like, oh, this is a beautiful girl, right? Now, if you only had the thought, oh, this is the beautiful girl, then it would be it. You wouldn't have anything else there, right? You see, oh, okay, it's a beautiful girl, right? Who cares? But the thing is that you think, oh, this is a beautiful girl. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. You start overthinking about this because you keep thinking about this. Not that only you have the thought and then you let the thought go away, but you actually start engaging into the thought. You almost start identifying yourself with the thought. And when you do that, this creates an emotion inside of you and your body, which is the emotions of in this case of arousal, right? Oh, it's a beautiful girl, I'm gonna get aroused now, right? And this emotion will never be created if it wasn't for your thoughts of you thinking, wow, this is a beautiful girl. If you were a robot that wouldn't be able to think, you would never experience emotions. We oftentimes tend to think that thinking and emotions, like even rational thinking and emotions, are two different separate things. They are not. Your thinking and your emotions are deeply connected. Your emotions are just simply the reflection of your thoughts in your body. Because when you think of, when you see something and then you think about that consistently, you start to develop an emotion, which means you can stop this emotion inside of you as soon as you want. For example, if you are thinking about like something bad, let's say you're thinking, you've just watched a horror movie and now you're thinking about this movie and you're scared. You're not scared because you're scared because you watched a horror movie. You're scared because you're constantly engaging with the thoughts of that you get inside of your head. They're just, you remember what you saw when you saw this horror movie, right? But these are just illusions, right? This is just the past. It's not the present moment. This is just the past. You're just thinking. This is just the past. It's not real. And so the only reason why you feel fear is because you're constantly engaging with your thoughts. The way the way that you make sure you don't have these emotions, which it all correlates to not getting burnout, by the way, is by stopping to thinking about these things. So, for example, if you stop thinking about the fact that you weren't able to get this project today, and to get this job today, the moment you stop thinking about it, you will stop feeling the bad emotions that are connected to it, which might be worrying, anxiety, uh, shame, or even only overthinking in general. And the moment that you stop thinking about, let's say, how many views this last one of your YouTube videos got, that's the moment when you stop having bad emotions about it. You stop worrying about it. You stop having anxiety. Oh my God, is this video gonna get viral? Is it not gonna get viral? That's the moment when you stop getting this anxiety. All of this is extremely energy demanding and it's gonna deplete your energy completely, right? So if you truly understand from this video how to stop engaging with your own thoughts, you will make sure that these emotions will stop having control over you, which means you will never get burnout. Because the reason, and I'm gonna this makes sure that you understand this because this is the most important point of the video. The reason why you can't work 14 hours a day, it's because your energy is not enough. And the reason why your energy is not enough is because you are wasting all of your energy in your overthinking and because of your emotions, that instead of you having control over your emotions have control over you. So then how do you make sure that you stop thinking? Because if you stop thinking in these situations, you will stop having these bad emotions. And so you will have now complete power over your emotions. Having power over your brain, over your thoughts, over your emotions basically means being able to power off those emotions and power off that thinking whenever you want. For now, thinking is just on all day long. You can't stop thinking. You almost think that that it's impossible. If you are like me, for my whole entire life, I always thought that it's impossible to stop thinking completely, right? That's not true. You can get to a point where you stop thinking. And if you learn to do that, you have full control over your mind, which means no more procrastination, which means no more bad thoughts, bad mental health, which means also the thing we're talking about right now, no more burnout. So the way that you stop thinking is by understanding and by feeling inside of you that your thoughts are not the same. Okay, you can stop thinking whenever you want. I just did that right now. I just feel better right now because I just said that me and my thoughts are not the same thing. And just by doing that, I just realized inside of my head something happened. Now I feel like I have full control over myself. I feel more calm. I feel better, right? You might even feel this as I'm talking. And you can do this right now as well. So think about your thoughts. Basically, be completely aware of your thoughts, almost if you were not your thoughts, not your mind, but just a spectator watching your thoughts, right? So understand right now, what thought did you just get right now? Just stay with me for 10 seconds, okay? Silence, complete silence. Stay with me. What thoughts are you getting in your mind right now? What are you thinking about? Just be completely aware of these thoughts that you are having inside of your mind. Be completely aware and don't try to change those thoughts. Don't try to control them and to stop them. Just be aware of them. As soon as you be aware of your thoughts, that's the moment when you have full control over them. Because then at that point, you understand that you are not thoughts and are not your thoughts. And your thoughts and your ego, which is the one creating your thoughts, it doesn't have any power anymore now that you don't identify yourself with your thoughts anymore. Now, too often you think that you are your mind and you are your thoughts. You identify with your thoughts and your ego. The moment when you start seeing yourself as a spectator of your thoughts, that's the moment when you stop identifying yourself with your thoughts. And that's the moment when you have full control over them. So whenever you find yourself overthinking, just see yourself as a spectator of your own thoughts. And by doing that, you will see how you will be able to stop overthinking about bullshit. And this will make you not get burnout. You get burnout. I will just repeat myself right now. Just make sure you get this clearly, because this is the main point of the video. You get burnout when you use too much mental energy. And the most energy demanding activity that you need to stop doing to make sure you always have enough energy to work 14 hours a day is overthinking, which is so energy demanding because it creates bad emotions inside of you, and it makes you use your brain so much that you use too much energy. And this is the only thing that is keeping you from working hard. By stopping to identifying yourself with your thoughts and starting to see your thoughts as a spectator, you will be able to not get ever burnout again. And if you're burnout right now, and if you are overthinking right now, just see yourself as a spectator and you will see how you can stop overthinking whenever you want, right? All right, so this was the video for today. If you wanna, I could have just done the video and told to you, just make sure your room isn't messy and make sure you have no distractions. That way you will not use your mental energy and you will have more energy and blah, blah, blah. But really, even from personal experience, I can tell you, the reason why people get burnout is not because they work too hard or too many hours. It's always because of their emotions. But yeah, this was the video. So if you want to learn more about productivity, you can watch the other videos in my channel. Or if you want to get more in depth, you can get my one-on-one coaching. It's the first link in the description, where I will be able to not only teach you with a normal YouTube video and just give you a random advice, but and a universal advice that works for everyone, but I will give you the best advice that works for you and you specifically. right? So it's more targeted. Anyway, now that you know how to not get burnout, it's time to learn the strategies to work 13 hours a day. So you can go and watch this video about how I brainwash myself into working 14 hours a day. See you in this video, brother.